Well, now we're on. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the finale of our playtest for Vault Peddlers, our brand new TTRPG game. This is the Happy Hammers, Episode 5. This is not a drill.
Nice. That was good.
I felt like it was a good end pun to go out on. I've been trying to name them all like little hammer puns, and I was like, this is not a drill.
It's literally what he says to me every time I get on with him. He's like, what's a good hammer pun?
Do you want to know just how long you've had that one cocked and ready?
I literally this afternoon. I brought this up a little bit before we go on to play. I'll just go ahead and bare my soul to the world here. I'm running off of 4 broken hours of sleep thanks to the little dog on my lap, about 4 cups of coffee and a fucking dream. So I hope you guys are ready to get into the shit tonight. We are going to be finishing out our adventure in Eba. I do just want to give a quick recap for those of our viewers who may be joining us for the first time. Your adventure began with an encounter in Orid with a creature by the name of Blotzo. So, Blotzo gave you...
scientific name for a roach?
It's short for a scientific name for a roach. Yeah, it's like Blotzocelia whatever thing. And I was like, Blotzo, good.
That's perfect.
It also had a very Futurama feel to me. Like, Blotzo is definitely a Futurama character. A lot of Flexo energy, but that's aside the point. Blotzo...
Are you telling me you're lazy?
Blotzo gave you a contract to go to Aspen Aracia's research facility. Dr. Aspen Aracia was a noted scientist in the world of Eba, famous for his research on quickreef. The situation that he presented to all of you was that Blotzo had recently taken Dr. Aracia under his employ, and they needed you to go fetch his research materials. We can get into the specifics of the contract here once we get into play, but the basic idea, fetch the research, go home. This was complicated in mid-travel when Dr. Aspen Aracia showed up in one of your barrels, stating that Blotzo had in fact kidnapped him and that he needed safe passage back home. You initially attempted to provide this safe passage back home, fighting through the Glade Forest, making your way past Debris Sapion and his crew. However, in the latter tangle, you made an objective business decision, deciding to jettison Dr. Aracia along with most of Debris's crew off the side of one of the peninsula cliffs and into the quick reef below. You made off with Debris Sapion's automated carriage, leaving only Debris himself in the wake of your path. At which point you came to the facility itself. Just for everybody's reminder, this is that facility. A seaside fortress, or at least once was a fortress, now appears to have somewhat decayed in terms of its maybe structural strength, more being utilized as a research facility now, overlooking the vast swirling waters of the Eben shore. Your initial plan when going into this facility was to sneak in. However, a misstep with Nectar's grandmother, Daisy, alerted the people inside to your presence. And it is here.
People inside?
And it is here that we pick up our story. You are all pressed up against this fence that has just set off kind of an alarm system. And from inside the main entrance, you can hear, the fuck was that? What do you do?
Good question. Caravan resources. Do we have any?
You have AD4.
We have AD4.
AD4. You do not have a lot right now.
Well, I was trying to think of like some abstract way to use those things to create a distraction. So I'm kind of like, I just kind of want to like, where is in this rule book the suggestions?
Caravan resource pool is on roll 20.
Oh, is it? Cool.
It is, I believe. Should be under.
And Caravan resources table. There it is. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, yeah, it's all like some. Obviously, you can abstract it, but I can't think of anything I could use that would be ineffective. Does the concept of like a firecracker make sense that I could throw somewhere?
I suppose that makes sense. So your goal is to bring them out with the sound of a firecracker, but basically
to throw off their indication of where they are being accosted from.
Interesting.
Like throw a rock the other way kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly. But like, okay, I've got some distance to cover. This is a pretty big fort. Let's huck it a long way and have something kind of like firecracker off in this direction, and maybe they'll turn their attention that way.
Interesting.
And
okay.
It's daytime, right? So it's not like...
It is, yeah. It's mid-afternoon at this point.
I just want to add that I think it's amazing we tried to do a big old sneaky move in like the dead of daylight. Anyway.
Daylight. Yeah.
It was a plan.
Listen, there's a lot of things about this plan that didn't make a lot of sense, but we went with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, so tell you what, that sounds like it is an adaptation kind of thing. You're really rolling with the punches here. So I'm going to say
I was thinking personally, obfuscation. I am hiding my tactics with tactics from somewhere else. I could be wrong.
Is Tired Taylor a generous GM? Yeah, sure. No, go ahead. We'll do obfuscation.
This bodes well for the rest of the day.
Yeah. This is really what sets the tone for the rest of the whole thing.
How much can I bully Taylor tonight?
Not that much. It's going to be an obfuscation skullduggery roll, but I am going to set the TDV fairly high given the nature of your previous failure. We're going to say it's a TDV 12.
Yeah. Okay. Skullduggery is a D6 with a +5 in obfuscation. So we'll roll that D6. Wow.
How'd that go?
I'm going to roll the D4 because I already declared it and it could explode my way there. Oh, shit! We're at 5. We're at 10. We're at 10.
We're at 10. You just need a 2. Hey!
Okay. I didn't even roll that to the GM. It was a 4. So it's going to actually explode again. We'll take the 2. So that's total of a 16.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you throw this over to the far side of the facility, and Viaro, really quick, I just want to kind of get since you rolled so much higher, I'd actually like you to kind of narrate specifically what you're hoping for here. Are you thinking that they are just coming out to check it out, or do they actually believe that they're under attack?
Well, since I rolled so much higher, let's go with they think they're under attack. So, like, the moment he says, what the fuck, that is when, like, I've already realized I've failed, right? Like, we goofed. Yeah. And that's when I'm hurling the set of firecrackers to the other side. A bunch of them go off, like a strip.
Yeah, I think that's great. Okay, cool. So what's going to happen then is you hear somebody yell, "We're under attack!" And you hear another one say, "Over here, over here!" And with that, I am going to bring us to Paige.
All right, boys. Kicked it off
We
quick.
Good.
I mean, you did. For just one sec. Get to resize you guys real quick.
We about to get interior up in this?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, I had a map. Okay. All right. Fingers crossed that the dynamic lighting layer on this map works. You should only be able to see a corner of this map.
Untrue.
Oh, you can see the whole thing?
I can see the whole thing.
Confirmed.
I'm not looking at it. Like I'm looking
It's
over at my
fine.
Discord screen.
Can you see the
But,
multiple levels of the building?
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
Like,
can.
yeah, I have all 4 like screens available.
Okay.
A lot of interns.
This
A
is
fair- a
exactly
fair
what happens
number of
every time I play
interns.
with Roll20.
Yeah,
Either
this
this
is,
or the exact opposite. I can't see anything.
yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. I just didn't have the dynamic lighting on.
Oh. Although now I can't see anything.
Okay. I'm not gonna mess
I'm
with it.
blind.
I'm not gonna mess with it, and I'm just gonna trust you guys to be good, because I'm not going through the pain and suffering of that right now.
Here comes the metagame.
Yeah, right.
I drill directly up from this exact location.
Yeah. So Viaro, with your throw, I'm actually gonna say you clear the fortress, because the only other part of the building is here on the back side.
So I
Can you see
don't.
anything?
I went immediately back to nothing.
Corey, the
I'm
tokens,
sorry.
the tokens themselves probably don't have it on there. I didn't think to put that on.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. Can we all see?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So I'm gonna say your strip actually lands over on this side, and you hear them yelling, "They're coming up the cliffs! They're coming up the cliffs!" The other one says, "How the fuck are they coming up the cliffs? I don't know, man, but they're coming up the cliffs." They are going to start making their way over here, mobilizing around this door and preparing for an eventual evasion. I'm gonna put you here, and I'm gonna put you here, right on the other side of this door. Okay, the move is yours, guys.
So, what are we looking at in terms of like methods of getting into this place? Is it just like a gated thing we're in front of, or the window? Like I get the idea.
Sure.
It's a fortress.
Looks like windows and a door.
Yeah, so these very thin pieces here represent doors, and these kind of thicker pieces here represent windows. So that's kind of what you're looking at.
Right. Okay. Viaro's going to look at Hank and like, I need a distraction. I'm going to find those notes. Make as much noise as you can. And I'm making my way to break into the door.
Okay, so you're going through the door.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because we've drawn them away from it. Now it's up to you guys to create more distractions.
Okay.
You want to fan out?
I don't know.
Like, do you want to, Hank? Do you want to go in through like a window and I can go in through a different window, or should we stick together?
The thing is, you never split the party, but no, let's split the party.
Okay. We're already splitting it once.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you might go there. Hank might go for another window, maybe, or alternately, Hank might try to draw them out, or at least draw their attention outside, away from where Nectar is. So I'm gonna move Hank maybe to this what I'm assuming is a window, or rather crouching beneath this window, kind of diagonal from it, so he's out of sight. And what Hank is going to do is Hank is going to break into, again, any number of the songs he'd heard from those old records or MP3s that survived the apocalypse, or survived the cataclysm. And Hank is going to shout the lyrics to Girls, Girls, Girls by Motley Crue at the top of his lungs.
Love it.
Slightly out of sight. I don't know if there's necessarily a role in this, because Hank's singing, as you can imagine, is atrocious. However,
Yeah.
he can hit the high notes somehow. It's
I think
very
this
loud.
I think this is also a skullduggery obfuscation roll. Because they are kind of prepping for an invasion, I'm actually going to give you a lower TDV on this because they're looking for where the next thing is coming from. So this is a skullduggery obfuscation TDV 7, and unfortunately, you do not have any more caravan resources at this moment.
Cool. I will roll that. It explodes.
Hell yeah.
There was exactly 1 in 4 chance of that happening.
Okay.
You don't have any natural bonus to whatever it is you're rolling?
Just 1 for obfuscation. It's skullduggery obfuscation. And as you can imagine, subtlety in the art of finesse is not Hank's strength, as it were.
Yeah. So
not everyone has a 4 and everything, right?
We all got on Nick for doing a 4 and everything, but
right.
this is the other side of it, right?
It's for the low TDV stuff where you auto
Hey,
pass
I didn't think Hank was going to try and be sneaky. I anticipated him just fucking making some noise.
Yeah.
Well, Hank's making noise.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hank's being very loud.
So with that, Hank, as you are making your way towards this window, I think what happens is this one in here actually catches sight of you. You kind of lock eyes with them for a split second before they sort of duck out of view of the window, and you hear a very faint, "Hey, over here." And with that, I'm going to pull this one to this side. All right. Next. Nectar, what are you doing?
I just want to like smash through the window like a SWAT team.
Sick. Pick
Hell
a window.
yeah.
Which one are you doing?
I'm going for this nearest one in this little tower over here. Yeah, that one.
I really love the idea that this is a ferocity repair roll. Ferocity repair TDV 6.
You know what? That's really kind of beautiful and how elegant your system is. No one would have ever really thought that was a thing, but it still works.
Whoops, I gotta use the slash. Hold on. Okay, well, that is a 6.
Okay, that's a 6.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You come busting through here, and this guy over here pounds on the door and says, "I've got one in here!" And he is going to make a move on you now.
Can I get Daisy to smash through the window next to me?
Did you bring Daisy? Because if she's back with the caravan's
Canonically, the reason you guys were caught was because Daisy pushed you all into the fence.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's here or she's not here?
She is there. I will
Yeah.
give you that. So I would have raised the TDV had I known you were doing 2 at a time.
Oh.
I'll give you it for this one. I think that works.
I can roll for it if you want to see if she shows up now or later or something like that.
Yeah,
like
sure.
next turn
Give
or
me
whatever.
holistics repair.
She
Holistic.
doesn't have a tremendous amount of agency, and we're over 4-9. Oh,
Not so good.
Not so good. Daisy, as you bash through this window, Daisy just kind of looks at you like, huh? And like turns around and runs back in the direction of the caravan.
Daisy is way more of a like dopey Saint Bernard than I expected. All right.
Really channeling what's the name of that dog? Whatever.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, a little bit of Scooby-Doo energy. No, I'm trying to think of there's like a cartoon dog
He thinks
from
he's
like
people.
the 90s. He thinks he's people. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So, let's get back to my roll. They're gonna attack you with a piece of cookware. What's your movement again, Nectar? It's pretty high, right?
An 11.
11. Okay. Oh, hang on a second. Those are 2d6. That's not what they roll. Okay, cool. Sorry. So they still actually don't hit you. So you two are tangled at this point in what appears to be kind of like a makeshift kitchen. You bash through this window, and you land on this table that's filled with like sacks of food and resources. They're kind of similar actually to the barrels that were given to you by Blotzo's crew. Not in like a suspicious way, but just sort of like that's kind of how food is packaged long term. But you are now grappling with this intern here.
Okay.
And I think with that, Viaro, we are over to you. Viaro, go ahead and make me a ferocity brutality check to bash through this door.
Who says I was bashing?
You did.
I didn't say I was bashing. I said I was trying to get through the door. I'm a very technology-focused individual.
Okay.
I like focusing on tinkering and so on and so forth. This is more of like a quick lockpick shim scenario.
Sure, yeah, that's definitely
we're trying to make
clockwork.
noise while we're trying to act like the party while you sneak in.
Oh,
And like ultimately looking at this, like it's probably not going to go well, but at least I can surprise myself
Right.
a little bit, you know.
We're trying to make it look like it's the two of us breaking in, and he's trying to like lay low and snoop around while we like obviously invade.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was the plan. I don't know how well it's going to work, but yeah.
No, I mean that's
we're-
fine. We're gonna run with that then. Yeah, make me an obfuscation skullduggery roll to get through this door. TDV, we'll put it at a 9.
All right, D6 plus 5. That's an 8.
Womp.
Man, without them caravan resources, it's tough.
It's rough.
Savage.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So if that is the case, then yeah, unfortunately, Viaro, this door is giving you a lot more trouble than you had initially intended. It's definitely going to take you another turn to get through here. With that, I'm going to actually have Sappher move away and meet this intern here. One of them is going to head for this staircase here, and this one is going to head for this door here. These two are going to, or actually this one is going to make their way down. And that will be my turn.
Boys.
Hank?
All right. Hank is gonna just say fucking and break through the window. Enough subtlety here.
Yeah, tight. Give me that ferocity repair roll.
Enough of the subtlety of a vocal solo.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Hank, despite having an encyclopedic knowledge of 80s hair metal, does not actually know the names of the lead singers particularly perfectly, and he's really pissed off that they didn't like his rendition. He says, "Well, you made Dee Snider sad," and elbows through the window. All right, and that's Russ D4 plus 8. Hell yeah. That's
plus
11.
8. Yeah, no. You just do it then. You come flying through here on an 11. I'll put you right next to them if that's where you want to be. I think that with an 11 over the 6 that you were required to get, they actually scream and like kind of stumble back, almost tripping on the couch behind them. That would be your roll here. Well, no, you know what? We're in combat now. So the movement would have been 2 actions. So you can take an additional action now if you'd like to go ahead and do that.
Hank is gonna I was gonna say Hank's gonna pipe an intern, but that sounds way worse than I meant it.
Wow. The tone of this just changed.
Yeah.
It is now Bill Clinton.
More like hanky panky.
Yeah, Hank is going to try to bludgeon the intern to death with a heavy blunt object. Thank you. You could all bring the kids back and have them watch this nut killed. Anyway, brutal, horrific violence, American style.
I was about to say,
Right,
that's
right.
our good family value stuff.
Right, yeah.
As if adultery isn't.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Give me that brutality ferocity roll. You're trying to beat a TDV 9.
As Hank is doing this, he's shrieking the lyrics of Sweet Child of Mine.
Oh,
That's a
perfect.
13.
13. Hank's pretty good at brutality.
Hank
It's just
is
kind of his
a
thing.
1/2 trick pony. So I'm assuming that hits.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna hit.
I think it's 4 damage.
Yeah, 4 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. These guys are a bunch of nerds.
I feel so bad.
Are they humans? What are we looking at here?
We are looking actually at a mostly human intern facility. You do note this one over here is actually a little tunneler, and so is the one that was going up the stairs. But the other two interns here are human, and Sappher is a human.
Hot take, when you asked what species they were, Taylor did say mostly interns.
They were mostly interns. They're not people like us.
Okay.
Capitalism has ruined me. I'm sorry. Yeah.
My goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Yeah. Nectar. You are grappling with this guy in the kitchen.
Indeed.
What are you doing?
I guess I'm just trying to knock him out, but I'm doing it as noisily as possible. So if there's like a frying pan or something like that, I'm just gonna
There in
grab
fact,
it.
yeah, there in fact is a frying pan that is right here next to this large kind of oven brick stove thing we've got going on.
Excellent. Well, being a tree, I don't want to get too close to the ye old fireplace, but I'm sure I can grab the handle
Yeah.
and just start swinging it around. Again, kind of carelessly. It's okay if I make a ton of noise and everybody comes in here, so.
Cool. Yeah, then ferocity, brutality for sure. Again, TDV is 9. Oof. Unfortunately not. With that, I'm gonna make a... Oh, actually, make a second roll for me, because you can make 2 attacks.
That's an 8.
That's an 8. Okay, yeah, so your first one, I think that you pick it up, and this thing actually is starting to kind of burn the wood on your hand. You try to hit him, but he sort of steps back and avoids it, and the pan smashes into this thing. You come at him with a left hook, which amazingly this one dodges, and they are going to come back at you with 2 attacks of their own. That is a 15 and a 12 to hit. I'm pretty sure those both hit. Yeah?
Those are good.
Okay. Over your armor as well?
Intern knows how to fight. My
Hey,
armor...
I don't want to be that guy, but those did explode.
Ooh, they did.
Yeah.
Corey, do we have damage differentials for like exploding die? Or is it just it hits?
Currently it hits.
Okay, cool.
But you can take auxiliary things for
Yeah.
doing
Oh, there are advantages for exploding die, for like things that can result from those existing.
It's sort of GM fiat right now. It's things we're looking at it's like on our docket for when we're looking at combat.
Yeah.
Cool. I just didn't know if you already had something in there on your end.
Cool.
Okay.
For
My
now...
armor is
Yeah.
a 6.
6. Okay, cool. So these punches are, both of them are going to land. Luckily, they don't do a lot of damage. These actually just do 1 damage each because they're unarmed strikes.
Okay, and then the armor ablates, is that right?
And then armor ablates. Yeah.
Now, my armor is a 3, plus I have a 3 equipment armor. So once the first 3 ablates, does like my equipment break or something?
That's a great... Cool. I think, doesn't it just stack, Corey?
No, we have it does just stack. Once that first 3 is gone, though, it does break. If you look at the equipment list, some armor is irreparable because it's cheap armor and you cannot repair it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, but at the very least, the armor is like I couldn't like heal back up because the armor's broken or whatever.
Yeah.
But I only lose 1 armor per attack, and then
Per
I take
attack that
damage,
hits
right?
you, yeah.
Okay.
And like, if you look at the caravan jobs, there's an armorer and a blacksmith. Blacksmith can recover armor points when you do vignettes with them. So that's like how you would naturally heal your own armor, as well as naturally heal armor that, like, you bought. So that is how that works.
Got it.
I'm going away again. Bye.
Okay, yeah. So, Viaro, it is back over to you then. What are you doing?
Balls. Stuck at a door. Options. Do I take one more? So are we in like combat conjecture yet? Like how much time?
Yeah, we would be in combat at this point.
All right. So my movement is limited based on my movement. 3, 4, 5. Fuck it. Hank's drawing attention. I know he's made it in. Let's pop in with Hank. He's dove in through the window. Viaro's going to he knows there's a way in. He's struggling with this doorway. The pieces pulling out of his body. Just don't seem to fit. He doesn't.
Definitely.
He gets frustrated and just sprints around the thing.
Let's have you make a an obfuscation impression roll for me. TDV 4.
Got it.
Is he breaking up for you too?
He is, yeah.
Oh, is it good now?
Better. For a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you were just cutting out for a sec.
I think someone just. So yeah, I think I said all those things.
I'm sorry, Adam. What was the total of your roll?
Yeah.
He said 7.
7?
I think.
Am I still breaking up?
Oh, that's
You're a
better.
little bit better.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I think you're good now. Okay. So yeah, on a 7, you come through this window as Hank is in the middle of kind of grappling with this intern. And in the middle of the chaos, no one is really paying attention to you right this minute, which is why I'm going to give you kind of the following information. You note over here, there appears to be a kind of, it looks like a research station. You don't note the presence of any digital equipment or any paper notes. So your objectives are not here. However, one of the bonus objectives for your contract was that you would get paid additional petty coin for research equipment that you reclaimed from the lab. And so you do note several instances of that stuff over here. There's like a broken alembic, there's a sundial. This would all be stuff that's used in the research of that, of the quick reef. The other thing I'm going to give you on a 7, you note this door over here closes with the person in charge, seemingly, shutting themselves and locking themselves into this particular room. You get the impression that there is something particularly valuable here. You also hear the sound of footsteps running up these steps. That's what I'm going to give you on a 7.
So much information.
It's a lot. Okay, cool. It is now my turn. So, first things first, you're moving down here because this person has decided there is nothing coming through this door. They can't attack any of you yet, but they will next turn. I'm going to have this intern right here roll to attack Hank. That is 14.
Let me.
These guys should be
Yeah,
mercenaries.
Hank has 10 health, 6 armor, 6 moves, so I think that inevitably is a strike.
That is going to hit. So, Hank, you're still not taking a lot of damage. Take 2 points as this one hits you with a bottle that they were drinking out of. And they... Whoa! Jesus Christ.
Perfect sound. Did you just have sound effects ready?
Yeah, no, I have a whole Foley... I have a whole Foley team over here. Tell you what, I think my...
production just keeps going up.
I think my dogs have had it with being down here. Give me a minute. I'm gonna go put them away real quick, and then I will be right back.
We're gonna put you away when you get back.
I'm gonna put you away. Okay, we are back. Sorry, my experimental Foley team completely did not work.
It seemed like they were pretty on cue.
Yeah, right?
You had to put those dogs back in the well.
Yeah, no, it's been particularly awful with, like, the little dog, because they are now big enough that they can jump on and off the couch, which was their only natural barrier keeping them in. So now I'm having to move into, like, crate training stuff, which they are not particularly enjoying.
That's
Yeah,
why
that
I
is-
downstairs.
Yeah,
That is its own nightmare.
yeah, no, it's all been a nightmare. Don't get puppies, folks. They're only
before
cute for a
moving-
couple hours.
Yeah, right before moving back into this place I'm at now, I was living with a puppy who was in the middle of crate training. And she literally, like, if you've heard recordings or seen videos of, like, those freaking wild dogs, she sounded like at least 4 at a time.
Yeah. No,
Hey, Taylor, I have a question for you about animals in Georgia.
Yeah, totally.
Do you guys have Fisher cats?
Fisher cats.
No.
Oh, man.
Giant weasels? No, you don't.
I'm gonna send you a video of a Fisher cat yelling so you can hear Taylor's voice.
Oh wait, no,
Voice is the scariest
I've
thing in the
heard
world.
this. I've heard these things before. Yeah, they're the ones that sound like a woman shrieking, right?
Yeah, they sure do.
We're
Yeah.
dying. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't have those down here. We just have women shrieking in the night down here. That's all that
Right.
is.
Yeah, especially if you're near Atlanta.
Yeah, especially near Atlanta. You'll hear that a lot.
Yeah, that got dark quick.
We should
Yeah,
put like
it
a
did.
big monstrous Fisher cat in Vault Peddlers for sure in the bestiary.
Well, that's actually one of the gods.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big Fisher cat. They're the god
We
of
gotta
music.
get back to a deity episode soon.
We do. No, so many things. We
Actually,
gotta
let's talk about our idea for deity right now because Adam's not here. So
Yeah.
when me and Taylor were like initially thinking about deities for Vault Peddlers, like one thing we really wanted to do was ground everything. So the idea is that in Vault Peddlers there are like a pantheon of deities, but because this is like sort of an amalgamation of different time periods and all that, they're very real. Like it is like a nanobot cloud that like has taken on sentience and life and is essentially a god. Like what it can do is far and beyond what the rest of the world can do, and so that has become a deity.
Yeah.
I'm
I
sure
like
there-
that. I love that one idea, and like there's also like the idea of potentially like maybe survivors of the cataclysm that
Yeah.
like have a vast amount of a certain amount of technology that makes them appear as gods. You know,
Oh, sure.
There's also a giant
that.
undersea crab. That's all.
Yes, and you attack its weak spot for massive damage.
Massive damage. Thank you. I got that. I understood that reference. Have you guys ever read? There's a book called Ilium. You ever read that? It's like sci-fi. One of the premises. Well, it's like a weird story, but basically a bunch of people go to Mars and use nanobots to make themselves as powerful as the Greek gods, and then they reenact the Ilium.
That's wild.
But they're obsessed with doing it like accurately, so they've like exhumed this old professor from Earth who like knows the Ilium, and he's like the referee. But then they're causing all these like rifts in space-time, and so then like on like Europa or something, they're like, who's messing up like all the rifts in space-time, and all these like robot police go over to like arrest essentially this giant like house party of people pretending to be Greek gods.
So my one question is, are they nefariously motivated to like generate their own "we are the gods," or are they just big fans?
They're essentially just really big fans, and I don't really understand like why they're doing it. But of course, the story gets interesting when like the Ilium goes off the rails because it just starts to, people don't want to they don't want to, it's not their turn to die or whatever.
They're doing Civil War reenactment.
Yeah, basically that's what they're doing. They're like huge LARPing nerds, but they have like the actual
when it comes time
powers.
for their time to lose, they're like, we don't want to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fantastic.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's a weird book. There's two of them. Yeah.
I want to read that book. I do.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got to bring us back here because
do it.
we got an hour and 15 minutes to resolve this. So, I just had one of the interns attack Hank, correct?
Yes, I took 2 damage because he glassed me.
Yeah. I'm not gonna
And
have
I-
this one attack Nectar because I realized after I did it that I attacked you out of turn when Nectar attacked him. So I'm gonna skip the turn for that one. This one's already moved. This one disappears up the stairs. Okay. I'm actually just gonna move you over here. Okay. And I'm gonna have one more roll just to see if I'm successful at doing something. And I am.
Great.
Don't worry about it. What's your next move?
Is it me?
I think we've been doing it Hank, VRO, Nectar, but honestly, guys, it's faction turns. So
Okay.
do what you want, work together. It tends to produce the best results for y'all.
Okay.
So, I guess this is a good moment. So what's our plan? Are we grabbing shit and getting out, or are we laying waste?
We're here
Our
now.
plan seems to have.
And then everything went wrong.
Yeah. No, you just got bored of picking a lock after one turn, and now it's a brawl again.
I didn't want to get stuck.
You're like, I'm gonna sneak in. You're like, no, I can't. I gotta punch faces. That's all I got.
Well, think about it. I had 2 doors to get through. I'm just going to end up.
You didn't know that.
You're right. Fair enough.
I'm just giving you a hard time, dude. I don't know. I think my character still assumes that they're just covering for you. I don't think Nectar knows that you went in through the window. So on my turn, I'm hoping that Daisy arrives finally, and then I want the 2 of us to ferociously traverse this guy right through the door. We're gonna do like the bulldozer. We're just gonna both push him right through the door out into the main area.
Both being who?
Daisy and I. If
Daisy
she's
Daisy ran. Daisy abandoned you.
Oh, I thought it was okay.
No,
Okay,
she had her
then-
Scooby-Doo moment and she ran. You can still
Okay.
charge this guy.
I'll do that then.
Okay, cool.
Always brought a hand.
So yeah, let's have you
Combat
make...
action. So it's gonna be a charge. Is what
Yeah,
I.
it'd be a charge.
Requires 2 free hex space. Okay, so you need actually room to
Oh,
start up.
okay. Then that's not what it is, huh? I guess that's a tackle. But I'm trying to tackle right through the door.
Yeah.
So I'll use all 4 of my action points for that.
All right, yeah. For ferocity, brutality, I'm gonna set the TDV for this. TDV for this is, let's put it at a 7.
Womp. I got another 1.
Womp womp.
Okay.
Lot of ones tonight, boys.
A lot of ones
Yeah.
tonight.
So, because I used all 4 action points, I can't. I don't get a second attack, or
Unfortunately, no. It's 4 per
because
turn.
it's yeah. Okay, that is my turn.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And Hank and Viaro.
Hank smash. Hank did not like getting glass. This is both A, because I don't know if we have a strategy, but also just from an RP perspective, I don't think Hank takes highly to getting glassed.
I don't imagine it would.
So like, if you want to like give me just a half a second, like the way this played out in my personal mind is like I came through the window and you got glass, and so like my reaction would be to just straight up tackle that guy.
Okay. And you
That would
could
provide you an
tackle that
opportunity to deal
intern.
more damage. Sorry?
You could tackle that intern. You do have the space.
Yeah, I just wanted to let him know if faction turns. Like, I don't know if you want to hold
Go
your
for
stuff by trying to tackle him, because if he is terrible, get him. And
Also, Taylor, remind me from the rules perspective, when you take damage, it hits your armor or your health or your movement?
So, first you check against your movement to see whether or not it actually hits you. If it's lower than your movement, it doesn't hit you at all. If it's higher than your movement, then the next thing we look at is your armor. If it's higher than your armor, then it goes to health. If it's not higher than your armor, then it would still ablate that armor by 1.
Every time the attack gets to your armor, you're gonna lose an armor.
You're gonna lose an armor.
And if it is over whatever the total value of your armor is, then you are also going to lose health equal to the amount that it's in excess, or just 1.
Just equal to the damage on the weapon.
And the entirety of the damage is what hits your health.
Yes.
Okay.
okay, that actually tracks more than I thought it did. It does still have this weird balance between movement and, but whatever.
Yeah. All right. Pure mechanical note. That's funky with armor and move, because my armor and move are equivalent. So.
Yeah. And for me, my armor is lower than my movement, so it's kind of. But anyway.
Good to know. All right, cool. I think
It's, for the record, been on our radar for a long time.
I thought so. That's why I didn't want to get stuck on it.
It is also worth mentioning that movement is not static, it's fluid compared to like where you're standing. So if you have someone on an adjacent X, your move is considered halved. So
Oh, then my movement's not an 11 while we're fighting then.
Yeah, exactly. Unless
Oh,
you take
dang.
range.
For the record, I've
Looks like
also
a
been
little-
doing that too. These guys are easier to hit then.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? That might actually really change the game.
Yeah. Corey, do we round up or down in this game?
we round up.
Cool. For the record, y'all, you need to hit a 5 in order to hit these guys.
Okay. So yeah. Shoot. Ferocity brutality is certainly not my jam.
But you're just so dang mad.
Right? Is there like I'm just looking at all these things. I get Crip seems more my shit. I need a little bit of movement to get up closer to him. It's an obfuscate reversal goal. And it's movement.
Yeah, tight. So obfuscate traversal. And yeah, we'll put the TDV for that at a 5.
One plus 5 for a 6.
Okay, yeah. So that's gonna hit. It is gonna definitely be over their armor. Oh, but wait, this is a trip. So on a success,
Right.
reduce the target's movement by half for the next round. Okay,
So is
which
it
one are
double
you
half?
hitting?
The one nearest tank.
Gotcha. I'm just
So
gonna put
presumably,
a little note on here. They are tripped. So now you need to hit them with a 3. In order
right.
to-
And so how much? the combat. What's an attack looking like? Or is it just 2? Combat
Attack
actions?
is 2. Yeah.
Perfect. So I would take an attack at them.
Yeah, go for it.
With specifically the tarnished strike. What ferocity, brutality? It's pretty much an attack every single time.
Say that again.
Or is there any? Is it always ferocity, brutality for attacking?
Generally, the answer would be yes. In cases of like a sneak attack, it'd probably be like an obfuscation brutality. But given that you've already tripped the guy, I don't feel like that works here.
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe just like adapting to the situation, adaptation, brutality still brutality, but trying to change the approach. But
No, I'm gonna make you do
doesn't
ferocity.
help.
This is payback for before.
Yeah.
You do only need to hit a 3, so.
Which is what I get is rolling a 1 on my D.
Okay. First off, what's the damage? Oh, you only hit a 3 total?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Then their armor is going to depreciate by 1.
Oh, so equal or lesser? Or cool.
Yeah.
Or lesser. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Is there... Armor was 6. Okay, cool. All right, cool. And Hank, you are recovering from this blow. You kind of look up, wiping the glass off of your actual eyeball, because I feel like that's the visceral kind of motherfucker Hank is. And you see Viaro kind of like step forward, put his foot in front of this guy, trip him down, and then stab down with a bone knife, glancing off his armor. The move is yours. What are you doing?
Hit him, Hank.
Hank would probably take the opportunity to get a clean shot.
Hell yeah. Brutality,
Hank
ferocity.
Probably just like hefts it, 2 hands, Lucille, bam. So yeah, brutality, ferocity.
I only got to hit a 3.
Oh my god!
That's 19 total.
Okay, yeah.
One explosion.
Hey Hank, tell me how this intern dies.
Okay, God, what would Hank be thinking? Hank would be like, as Hank sort of like basically lifts the pipe back, like he's basically going a little slugger sound, and he starts bellowing, "Every rose has its thorn," and just smashes the pipe down on the intern's skull, presumably trying to basically brain them on the ground.
As you're bringing down this pipe, you just hear him say, "I didn't even get paid for this."
Interns.
I love how we're like basically committing like pencil neck geek genocide in here. It's god awful, but like
we have a contract, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dude, it is strictly business.
The instructions are clear.
Yeah. Okay, and that is the end of your guys' turn, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
I think
Yes,
so.
that was all 3 of us.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna have these 2 interns make their attack rolls. Okay. Viaro, this one is gonna hit you with that 14. Yeah. Luckily, all they have here is a pencil that they stab you with, so take 2 points of damage.
Good, because I don't have a lot of life. This system is brutal.
I do want to point out, though, Viaro, you do have additional armor, right? Didn't you make a deal with the blacksmith at the beginning of this adventure?
My armor's at an 11 now, which is still
11?
not high enough to be the 14.
Okay, gotcha. So
You
yeah.
just got John Wicked with a pencil.
Are you dead?
No. I'm alive. I have 3 life.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
I have 1 remaining.
Okay.
I didn't jump into health at all, and if anything gets past my movement, it basically ruins my whole day.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So this intern, I actually think that if that's the case, then you are so busy dealing with this guy who's on the ground. Hank smashes Lucille down on him, and this intern finds all of the steel, all of the reserve that he has left, and like steps over his friend's body to just drive into Viaro, driving this like pen directly into your neck. He obviously doesn't go hard enough for a kill, but he is.
He just misses an artery. Like,
yeah, exactly. But it does like sink into your collarbone and kind of rip down. Nectar, in the meantime, you and this intern, this is like Benny Hill. This is like just going back and forth with like, It's very slap fight aesthetic right now.
Hey, Taylor, you can track Yakety Stick.
And then I'm gonna make 2 more rolls here. Okay, so that one's good. And that one is also good. Okay, cool. Your turn.
Hey, do those hit me or what?
No. The intern that you're grappling with, Nectar, they do not hit you.
Okay. All right.
Or actually, wait a minute. What's your movement reduced by half?
Yeah, so it's like
round it up.
It's like a 6 then.
It's a 6. Oh, so Corey, if it's equal to movement, is that a hit?
What?
I think it is. I'm not sure.
I believe we have Defender wins.
Defender wins? You're right. Defender wins on a tie.
Yeah.
That happens. Yeah, that happens a bunch in the dock. Okay, cool. No, then this one still does not hit you. So it is y'all's turn again.
Hank, I'm pretty mad at this intern that stabbed me in the neck. You got anything we want to do to him?
I mean, Hank's probably just probably bleeding, with all the blood everywhere around him. Hank is probably in a little bit of a frenzy. Hank's just gonna keep on attacking.
Okay.
Great, yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
I guess in the melee, if we're doing that sort of thing, he's just like, see, I'm trying to bring the other. It's grip again.
Yeah. Tell you what, I definitely think that this also qualifies as being a threatening support, because you two are kind of working together and trying to like fend this guy off together. So go ahead and we're gonna add D12 to your caravan die pool. You already had a D4, which I'm gonna put on here, but we're also gonna add that D12. Okay, cool. So, I'm sorry. Can you guys say again what you're doing?
I'm looking to trip him as like Hank goes to beat the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So let's have you make that obfuscate traversal roll. Adam Young and Adam Patterson make that brutality ferocity roll. You guys only need a 6 to hit.
Only need a 6. I'm rolling a D4 with a +5. That's a 6.
Okay, cool. So he is tripped. 14 to hit, and damage on Lucille is 4, correct?
Yep. Damage on Lucille is 4.
You smack this guy clean across the face. He is dazed. You see like peels of skin that have kind of raked off of the side of his face going down to his neck, and he's kind of discombobulated, sort of feeling at the wetness on his face and sort of staggering against the wall, but he is alive. Just reconsidering some life choices. Nectar, what are you doing?
I have no idea.
I don't have like 2 combat action points if you like I'm probably just gonna swing at this guy, but I have other options.
Oh, go ahead. Why don't you do yours?
Okay, I'll just swing at him then. Brutality, ferocity, right?
Yeah, go for it.
D4, that's a 4. He is tripped, and we are close to him, so his movement is double half.
Yeah, so he is at a 3, so that's definitely going to clear movement. For armor, I believe that does clear it. Let me double check really quick. Yeah, it is. Oh no, their armor actually was a 6. So that is. What's up?
I just said sweet.
Yeah, so that armor is going to. What's the word?
Ablate.
Ablate. Thank you. I kept wanting to say deflate.
So I'm picturing it like he stabs me in the neck. Like I fucking grab his arm and like throw him to the ground as Hank comes in for another swing and smashes him. I try to follow up with the tarnished spike, but like it really just scrapes off his armor again.
Yeah,
it's a mess.
Yeah, it glances off. I think it gets caught in like the lab coat. I think is what happens. Like you stab
he's
for
not
where.
wearing shit.
Yeah, he's not wearing armor. You stab for where you think that there is armor, or where you think that there is flesh, and you just find purchase in just cloth. Okay, and yeah, that brings us back to Nectar.
Can we hear all this from in here?
Yeah, the commotion is audible throughout the building for sure.
All right. Well, then I guess I will just try to do what I failed to do last turn again.
All right.
I mean, it's either that or I like dive backwards out the window and try something different, but I can't seem to. I seem to be thwarted by this one chef.
It's very much a back and forth of like, I think what it is you feel bad because like you've talked with Dr. Aracia about how these guys are like unpaid interns that didn't even like him that much, and you didn't like him that much, and it's like, why am I even fighting this dude? Whereas this guy is like, I'm gonna fucking kill this man, but he's not very capable. Right.
Well, I rolled a 1's distant cousin, the 2. So okay. I think I still failed to do whatever it is I'm trying to do here.
What is that total?
It totals a 6.
Totals a 6. No, you actually would win then. Because remember, you're right next to them, so their movement is a 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so what's the effect on that?
This was the tackle. Which is
Yeah, okay. So take 1.5 damage while restrained, escape with dodge, or take control with a tackle. Okay, cool. So that tells me what I need to do next time around. I'm just gonna put this little marker.
You can't tackle me.
I mean, my goal was to shove us through this door. I was trying to push him. I was trying to push us out like this way.
Yeah,
through the door.
I'll give you that. That totally works. And I'm just gonna put this little net on him so that we know that he is pinned down. Okay, cool. So yeah, Viaro and Hank, you guys are busting into this one remaining guy as the door over to the side of the building flies open, and you see Nectar like on top of this intern, the two of them just kind of rolling like Lion King style until eventually it like flops the intern on his back, Nectar on top of him, grabbing the scruff of his coat and just leaning into him. I'm gonna have these two make some rolls now. Let's see here. Okay. So this one is going to roll the dodge. They're going to get out from under you. I think that you are coming down, Nectar, with this elbow to try and incapacitate this guy. He moves his head at the last minute and your elbow slams into the ground. It doesn't cause any kind of permanent damage, but it kind of stuns you enough that he's able to throw you off and sort of roll over. He is going to run like hell. This one rolled a 10. Just make sure that I'm not messing here. Yeah, cool.
We're gonna have like a reverse Inglorious Bastard standoff where they're in the attic.
Maybe. What you do know is that these two interns are running for their lives. They have assessed the situation and they have decided that this shitty internship is not worth their lives. So they are leaving. You can choose to pursue this one before he gets out, or you can let them go. It's up to you.
We can't let him escape. He could have valuable information.
I'm thinking, like, if these interns have no incentive to stay and fight, and they don't feel any loyalty to the project, and the head of the project himself has been chunked, I say we just let him scurry.
Yeah, that's my vote.
Valuable information getting away.
I don't know.
Okay.
What if we can't read the data? What if we can't interpolate the actual research?
Well, there's still somebody here. Besides, that's not our job anyway.
Fair enough. You're not wrong. You've sated my bloodlust.
I mean, think it like a real vault peddler right there. Hey, that wasn't in the contract.
Right. Yeah.
But
You guys.
we did see a lot of potential opportunity with this research, potentially to even bolster our own weapons, is what I originally tried to make a deal with. What was his name? The scientist. I was like, hey,
Horacio.
you can boost your stuff. You can boost my stuff. Your technology, right?
Yeah. Okay, cool. You guys dust yourselves off as the second one of these goes out the door, closing it behind them. If you listen very closely, you can just hear the sound of huffed breaths as these two just start running around the side of the building to make their getaway. And you are now in this empty building. There is nothing else immediately going on. What do you do?
We should spend just like
Sorry,
we should spend just a few minutes looking around to see if we can find what we're looking for and start checking these doors.
Yeah,
We're not
absolutely.
yet alone. There's another that is in this room. We did see him go in there, and we saw another escape upstairs. I think we should secure the lower level, and then we can watch out for the remains.
Let's check. I guess I'll go check in this door over here to see what's going on up there. If that's information that's been passed to me that somebody's in there.
Yeah.
Is it locked?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to that in just a minute. Where are VRO and Hank going?
I mean, Hank is following you in the spirit of threatening support here. Hank, again, is not one for deciphering or reading. I actually question his literacy. So he's just going to, like, go behind you with a bloody and brain-encrusted Lucille, whistling a jaunty tune.
Yeah, absolutely. Take your additional threatening support. I'm happy to give it to you.
Hank is threatening support as like
Right? Anytime Hank does literally anything, it's threatening support. Okay, cool. So Hank, you're going with Viaro into this kind of dingy room, or Viaro, are you checking out the staircase?
My idea was more to check out the staircase. Like, I'm not going up there myself.
Yeah.
I am listening for any activity up there and waiting for anyone trying to come back down.
Yeah, make a TDV7 clockwork impression roll for me.
Awkward impression. D6 plus 5. 4 plus 5 is a 9.
Yeah, absolutely. Viaro, you hear the sound of machinery coming from this upper level. This was clearly some kind of an observatory on the upper level. You would imagine that is where most of the machinery and likely where the computer and digital evidence that you're looking for is found.
Okay. Does it sound like there's just machinery operating up there on its own volition, or does it sound like somebody's up there like manipulating things and trying to do something?
It is yes to both, but
Right.
all in
Gotcha.
one sound. So upstairs, you are hearing the sound of machinery, both inanimate and animate.
All right. I don't know if we want to jump back or not, but my general intention is to creep up the stairs.
Okay, cool. Nectar, let's go to you really quick. You walk over and you check this door, and not to your surprise at all, you find that it is locked tight. And a voice from the other side says, "What are you doing here? I thought I told you all to fuck off."
Let me see here. I feel like I'm going to have to like trick this person, I guess, into thinking that we're here to rescue them or something. Not that, because they didn't see that.
TDV.
That guy didn't get that. Guy didn't see the other guy get literally murdered.
True.
But I don't know. I question my ability to open a door that's locked. So I feel like getting him to open it would be better. But I mean, like, so they gave away this stuff. He's got the notes. He's trying to run the whole lab. Can we like come up with something that's like somebody is like Arasia is coming back and that we've got to leave with the notes before Arasia comes back?
Arasia makes promises left and right. He's told so many people he'll pay him 1,000 petty coin to do something. You probably make this guy believe almost anything.
Right.
Right. If he believed the initial offer for the internship, which was probably 1,000 petty coin,
Right.
knowing our boy.
Yeah. Right.
So how do you respond then, Nick? Because he says, "I thought I already told your team to fucking leave."
Well, we have
Just
to tell
for
him.
his own little knowledge, he might be referring to the team we just jumped.
Definitely. No, he's definitely referring to them. I'm like, look, that's not. If you're referring to Debris, we're not Debris, but he is coming back. Hold on, my entire family is screaming.
Do you need a minute?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, we try to explain to him that Debris is coming back, and that if they want to survive, we've got to get out of here quick with the notes.
He says, "You're not Debris. If you're not Debris, who the hell are you, and why are you here at my facility?"
We've come to rescue you from Debris.
Make a obfuscation parlay roll.
All right. I don't even know what my
I'm
numbers are, but I bet I get a
gonna-
+4.
I'm gonna put the TDV for this at a healthy 12.
You do have two D10s and a D4.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to use those, I think. I'm glad you were so menacing earlier. So
all
what do
Hank,
you
man.
want me to make? Which one is this?
Obfuscation parlay.
All right. Well,
On a TDV
I'm gonna-
12.
yeah, I'm gonna be using lots of dice here.
Go for it.
So this is the first one. Okay.
All right, that explodes. Hell yeah!
Okay,
so
so
we
we
got a
get
6.
6 + 4, so we're at a 10. I'm gonna grab.
Make it
Do we
happen.
use the
Make
4?
it
Do we
happen.
want to
This
use the
needs-
12?
this needs
the
to happen.
D4. I use the other D4, so I got a 3 out
Oh
of 4
man, it's a
chance.
50-50. Oh no, it's 75.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, you hit the 12, and he says, "All right, you're not Debris. Well, I don't give a shit. I'd already told Debris to fucking leave. I already handled Debris. So what the fuck are you doing here?"
No, you don't understand. Debris is just using you to get this information because he's going to get paid for it. And if you don't get out of here soon with the information, he's going to come back and burn this whole place down. I guarantee you he's coming this way. I say with conviction because it's probably true.
Okay. Well, actually, that's probably
He's
true.
coming here now and he's going to be pissed when he gets here.
Probably accurate.
I am gonna make another. I'm gonna have you do one more. It's the same roll. TDV 12 obfuscation.
Real quick. Would that maybe have been an instance of like an empathetic level of command?
I'll give you that. Yeah, absolutely. Take another take another D4. I haven't taken it off, so I'm just gonna leave it on there.
D6 on the empathetic command is a
Oh,
D6.
Hang on. There we go.
Damn, boys.
And you need
So
me
glad
to
I
do.
brought up my little notepad that says all these things. we're shooting
Right.
for.
Right. Oh, that's right. I have that written down too. I was looking for it earlier, but now I can see
It's
it.
it's handy.
Yep. All right, so you want me to make the same roll again?
Same roll, yeah. TDV 12 obfuscation parlay.
All right, probably gonna have to use a bigger dice this time, because that didn't explode.
Yeah, you are.
So
That's
let me
5?
grab. Yeah, I'm at 5. Let me grab one of these D12s, I guess.
All right. Okay, yeah, 15.
Okay.
So
I mean, look, it's brilliant, but you got to grab all the paperwork that's important, and we just have to relocate. We don't have time to explain. He's gonna be here soon.
we can't.
Look, you don't even have to give it to me. You can jump out a window with it or something, but we gotta go. And I don't suggest the window. I'm just saying. I know you don't trust me, but
It's not that. If Debris is coming here, then we can't possibly move everything. There's machinery that's vital to that research on the upper level. We can't just up and leave without that stuff.
no, you don't understand. There's a contract out for the information in that room. And you've got to get it out of here.
Okay. All right.
We've got to get it out of here.
God.
Making him
This
do the work
is-
for you.
this is
I love it. Oh my
amazing.
goodness.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do for you. If you scroll back up in the chat, you're gonna see that the first 3d8 roll, which is the roll that I made for Sappher undoing the lock, was a 15. If you want to change this guy's mind and actually get him to come with you, I think that we're going to make one more roll here.
Okay.
It needs to be parlay. I'm actually going to let you choose. But your approaches are all the same, aren't they? They're all 4s, right?
Well, sure. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, then it's a 15, but you do have quite a few caravan resources to spend here.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, like I personally encourage you to think abstractly in a way that you might be able to convince him with resources that
Right,
he should help us out.
I mean, I'm going to tell
do
him
we
that.
have something to convince him, you know?
Yeah, well, I'm just look, if you want to continue this research that you've been working on so hard, we need to get you out of here to the new lab so that you can keep working.
Okay. Ears prick up at the new lab. But yeah, let's have you make that roll.
Okay, so this is just the same thing again.
Same roll, but this time it's a little bit tougher because it's a bigger reward. TD 15.
Okay. So I got 5 and 4 is 9. I got to use the other D12.
We have two D10s and a D6.
Yeah.
I used one of those. Oh, those are 10s? Those are 12s. I know
Those
what
are
a D12
12s.
looks like.
Oh yeah, no, they are.
It's a
Hell yeah.
12, yeah. But anyway, yeah.
I gave him 100 points. 1,000 points.
Plus, it's the best die. But anyway,
Nectar, you hear the footsteps step away from the other side of the door as this guy is really starting to ponder the reality of what you've told him, right? Is Debris actually coming back here? If he is, he knows this guy's reputation. He knows what this guy could possibly fucking do to him.
right.
He knows
right.
that if it comes down to a fight, there's nothing going on that he can do about it.
Oh, yeah.
A long pause, and then the door unlocks, and he opens it and says, "Okay, but who are you?"
I'm just gonna step back here, so no tricks or whatever.
Yeah.
Obscuring any possible line of sight on this murdered guy on the ground over here. And just be like,
where I am.
look, I'm the guy who's here to make sure your research gets out of here safely.
Who sent you?
And we gotta do it before. I can't talk about that right now. We have to go.
You got so many good rolls.
He got a lot of good.
I look out the window nervously.
He got a lot of good rolls. So here's what I think this is going to happen. Sapphire's not going to stay in this room. He's also not going to stay with you. He is going to take the research that he had gathered up and that he has in his coat, and he's going to say, you might have come to save this research, but I'm going to sell this research. And he runs backward, door still open, and he is going to make a flying leap through this window here. And he's going to try...
towards the cliff?
Yeah. He is
I hope he rolls well.
I know, right?
Yeah, those are solid doors, man. Good luck.
Oh no, it's a glass window.
I slowly start walking over. Oh, you sweet summer child, that window will never break.
It's a 16.
Oh boy.
He jumps out of this window, breaking through the glass, and he catches himself on the side of these cliffs, and begins climbing his way up. Nectar, for the moment, you are in the room with all of this. It's countless volumes and journals and books. Some of it's been handwritten. Some of it appears to have been recovered from various archives. Some of it maybe even looks like it's old enough that it could be like pre-collapse stuff. It's probably pretty valuable in and of itself.
I find the nearest reusable grocery bag and just start loading it up.
Yeah, you find a nice canvas bag. It's got a really nice floral print on it.
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's bag.
Because I'm pretty sure that in the absence of Arasia, the guy's not gonna know if these are the right notes or not anyway. So I take some notes that look like the right notes. Like I look some old ones, maybe they're valuable.
Well, here's the thing. You don't know that Blotzo would know the difference, right?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. So yeah, if that's the case, so it sounds like you're not even chasing Sapphire, right?
No.
Cool.
There's plenty of notes in here.
Cool. He is just going to make a break for it if that's the case. And Viaro, let's go over to you. Hank, are you following Viaro up the staircase?
Yeah, I definitely. So in the spirit of threatening support and in the possibility that we will be featuring some threatening unsupport, if you catch my drift, he's going to be following behind. Or maybe going slightly forward, who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. So if that's the case, we come to this staircase here on the second level. As you guys near approaching the top, you can see the top of the staircase. You hear the door to the left at the top of the staircase close. What am I trying to say? Close, indicating that the person you followed up the staircase just walked through there. What's your approach look like?
Viaro's is tentative but inquisitive. The idea being that, like, I know somebody went up here. I'm waiting for an ambush.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, Hank is almost, I'm imagining at this point in time, doing almost a parody of silent tiptoeing in an old silent film, like
it's got a real Tom and Jerry feel to it.
Yeah.
It's got a real Scooby-Doo feel to it. Yeah. All right, cool. Let's have you guys make... so first things first, Viaro, let's have you make an impression clockwork roll as you try and gauge your surroundings. Hank, let's have you try and make, I'm going to say, obfuscation traversal roll. We're going to put the TDV for both of these at an 8.
8. What's the impression?
So obfuscation traversal.
Go ahead, Hank.
Excellent. That is still a 1d4 plus 1 for yours truly.
Okay.
Very nice. Ooh, the exploding D4.
Hell yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, he said it was an 8.
He
did say it was an 8.
Truly fails.
This game, have we been consistent on if we can roll caravan dice after or?
You can roll after, yes.
Okay, so we have one of those D12s and a D6, right?
Yes, that is correct. Let me get rid of that.
Hank, up to you.
What was that?
You can roll an extra to try and get there with a D12 or D6.
Yes, I.
Oh, what happened?
Whoop. Lost him right as he said, I think, yes, I will. And
There it is.
There he is.
He came back with a handful of dice.
Yeah, and he fucking rolled a 5.
I found all these.
Did
I found all these resources.
Did I drop out again?
Yeah, just for like 10 seconds.
Weird. All right, well, I'm back like a heart attack. Yeah, and yeah, that I think I got a clean.
You did. You rolled a 5, which puts you up at 12.
Hank, be sneaky.
Yeah.
Rolling the D6. Ooh, exploding D6.
Oh.
Double exploding D6. That's a 13 plus 5 for 18 on my TDV12.
Absolutely. Okay, so here's what I'm going to give you on such a high impression roll, Adam. First off, you can now count the number of individuals up here. So metagame away, you know where these guys are. You can hear them scuttering around in these various rooms. You know that one of them is to the north, 2 of them are to the south. I'm also going to give you that as you are making your way up here and you're getting kind of a closer look at this machinery, you immediately recognize that a lot of this equipment is very old. Like probably around the time of the collapse. A lot of this equipment would have been it's like developed on initial research that helped humanity survive the initial cataclysm. The stuff that like actually keeps the the quick reef on the bay instead of just transforming onto land like it did in so many other regions. This is machinery that is highly technical, but on such a high roll, I'm going to give you that you think you have a good idea of how to work it and how to get files off of it. This is all going to be information that's relayed to you over the course of the next scene, of course. You haven't seen this machinery yet, but I'm just giving you that before you see it. This is what's going to happen.
These interns must care about this project a lot to work here. So I bet you if you threaten to just smash the machines, they just help you.
Oh, interesting. Good call.
And that was like kind of the point that like Viara was going to make to Hank was like, hey, these guys aren't fighters. We just need the information. They're scared. We scare them more. We get nothing but the machinery and the notes, and we get out of here.
Is that philosophical R&D?
I think it definitely is. That's the definition of philosophical R&D. I was just gonna say, like,
give me a D4.
Yeah, you take that D4, buddy. You earned it. Okay, cool.
Bread, but boy.
So yeah, the idea being on the approach for us coming in here, scaring the interns away.
Okay, gotcha.
And I think it might be best for Hank to try to scare the interns.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
And we're going with the angle of Hank is going to either smash you or smash all your precious research if you don't skedaddle away.
Yeah.
Or if you want him to help actually run it. I don't know how complicated it's going to be for us to...
That's a good call, because again, these are all like, we realize these are essentially like dedicated researchers. They're probably obsessively into this stuff. And if anything, like saying we're going to hurt the research unless you help us could actually work? Or...
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of threatening support to me, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to threaten them to support.
Yeah,
No,
waiting for the individual
actions.
I guess we're saying like, hey, we're saying it's basically going to say, look, we just need to know sort of essentially the nature of your research and what you discovered, or else we're smashing this place to bits.
Do we communicate this with an elegantly performed puppet show?
Holy shit! Do we? Yes, Hank actually had little sock puppets in his he's I'm guessing Hank is wearing I'm envisioning him wearing a pre-war black jacket or something that would have been worn by a military regiment of some kind that he's stuffed with all sorts of He's basically made an improvised bulletproof vest out of this thing. It's not really bulletproof, but don't tell Hank. Hank probably has the sock puppets in here, and he's sort of you can imagine Hank, he tiptoes through with the sock puppets on to the point where obviously he passed the sneak test, so they don't really hear him until he comes around them. Hank goes, "Hey guys!"
This is absolutely terrifying.
Hank is looming over one of the researchers with these sock puppets like this, because Hank is
and the whole time, Viaro's just behind him, reverse holding the spike with his goggles down, if shit happens, I'm ready.
that Hank basically takes one of the puppets, which is
I need to hear it.
Hank goes, "Wow, I've spent so many years of my life dedicated so much of myself when I could have had a family, or friends, or a girlfriend, or prove myself in other ways doing all this research. It sure would be a shame if it was all destroyed in one frantic instance, wouldn't it? That would really just portray the futility of my own life." And then Hank sort of does this whole thing where, as this is being said, Hank takes the other puppet and he goes, he's reaching the hand like this, so it looks a lot bigger, and he almost is doing the whole sort of shark thing for some reason. Clearly, the puppet's supposed to be Hank, and then one of the puppet goes, "Hey, I'm a large guy who everyone thinks is simple, but actually have a pituitary gland disorder. I'm nearly 7 feet tall. Everyone's looked down on me and kind of stressed me for being large and physically violent. But I actually have a lot more thought complexity to me. Anyway, here I am.
Look at this grin on his teeth. It's getting better.
You don't help me figure out what's going on here. So either you show your research to me, or I smash this place to 1,000 tiny pieces."
Is that I don't want to interrupt. Is that
I don't feel like we need to roll. I feel like
Right.
it works.
and thus concludes the story of the Happy Hammers.
And what Hank does is, after Hank is doing the Hank puppet, he takes the Hank puppet and has it do a sideways, big mouth open, "Hey!" It's just looking at you like this with the Hank puppet down to the intern, waiting in response.
So, here, let me tell you what happens, okay? As you are going through the process of putting on my favorite puppet show, you two are going through this kind of southern door and making your way closer to the eastern portion of the of this tower, right? And as you do, these interns, everyone up here is a tunneler. They look at you and they see these giant hulking beings that seem to have a strange sense of humor, that seem to have exceptional capabilities for violence. And most importantly, that are much bigger and stronger than they are. This one here, as you come through this door, it immediately starts scurrying away over into the other room. You follow them into this room and you see them huddling around this piece of machinery. And as you're kind of going into the details of this existential thing, you can see one of them is almost shaking. They're looking at you and they're looking at the machine and they're looking at you and they're looking at the machine, and they say, "Just please take whatever you want. Just don't hurt it."
And I think this is where Gerard comes in.
And Viaro kind of tentatively approaches some of the machinery with not tentatively, almost confidently actually, with the ability to manipulate it. We would never destroy it. The value is untold. You just need to understand.
You see this machine, machines don't breathe, but this thing, its shoulders relax and it says, I'll tell you whatever you want to know. But but please don't take what's in it, because that's who it is. Come on, you can't take what's in it. Please. I'll show you how it works, but if you take it, then just please don't.
And Viaro is just kind of fascinated with the implication that maybe it is more than just a machine.
Actually, one of those 101 flavor soda mixer things from McDonald's.
Don't take it. It's very important to us.
Don't take
It
what's in it.
makes all
That's
the
what it
different
is.
kinds of Coke. Please don't take it.
You can't get vanilla Coke anymore.
Diet Dr. Pepper.
Diet Dr.
Do you know how long it's been since this planet has had Barks root beer on tap?
Turns out Quick Reef is actually just the last flavor of Mountain Dew.
Whoa! Holy shit!
And that was it. And then everything just went down.
My favorite thing about tabletop games is you can make this very emotional, like, turn in the narrative, and they'll turn it into the dumbest joke.
Yeah, I apologize. That's my
No,
that's
no,
my
it was
contribution.
beautiful. Don't you
Not even
dare,
in the room.
don't you dare apologize.
Creep into my notes.
Right. I will never accept that apology.
Reef is Mountain Dew.
That's right.
Incredible.
Okay, what are you doing?
Being entirely non-threatening, Viaro looks more intrigued by the machinery than anything else. You know, he was very defensive coming up, but seeing everyone scramble in a friendly manner on such venerable machinery, he's kind of lost sight of the puppet show. Viaro is experimenting and inquisitive. Can I interact with this machinery in any way that could either give me more information based on what it is, or actually do anything with it? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Right now, you kind of have to grapple with what they're asking you to not do. If
They
you
don't want me
give
to
them,
take it.
if you're giving them your word that you're not gonna take like the hard drive out of this thing, they will absolutely let you do it. And I'll say with your previous role, you'll even get it. I'm not even gonna make you work for it. But I gotta know, what are you doing?
We can keep it, can stay, but I need the information. Can
No,
it be copied?
a copy?
Transcribed, created again, emulated.
A copy? I don't know how I feel about that. Make a clockwork parlay roll. TDV 12.
Clockwork, parlay. Parlay is a D8. Let's roll the D8. The D8 is not great. Clockwork's
Okay.
a +5. You said it's a TDV 12?
Yeah, 12. You do have some
Ooh,
caravan
let's roll-
dice, though.
Yeah, no, let's roll the D12. The idea being that, like, Viaro would take something out of himself that seems relative to the machinery at hand.
Yeah. They look at you and they say, no copy. Only one. Take it or don't.
And
Cannot stay.
you can actually, and then as this is happening, before you continue, Hank takes another sock puppet from his vest right here, and then you hear he's doing a crude rendition of the Indiana Jones the opening theme music. And as this like sock puppet is sort of like coming along, like he's almost doing sort of like a rollicking, like this is a very adventurous sock puppet. Hank sort of takes the sock puppet and sort of almost talks to it, and the sock puppet says to him, "This belongs in a museum." And then Hank gives the sock puppet and says, "Don't you agree? This should be safe, away from Nazis." Hank doesn't know what a Nazi is.
Are you trying to convince them, or are you just telling them this is going to happen?
He's telling them it's going to happen. This is not a convincing thing. It's, as with the rest of his puppet show, is implicitly menacing.
Okay. Yeah, so you tell them this is going to happen. You start humming the Indiana Jones theme song. They seem very confused by that. They have no idea what the fuck that is. And I'm going to say...
They have to concede it's catchy.
And I'm going to say that we actually are going to zoom out of this. Of these two beings lumbering over these fearful, cowering robots. The camera goes dark, and we return to Nectar, back on the bottom level. He's going through papers. He's found kind of what he thinks is going to be enough to fool Blotzo. And as he comes out of the research room, Hank and Viaro come down the stairs holding a hard drive. It's up to you guys. What do you want to do?
I say we book it.
And give him one of those like cinematic silent thumbs up, but it's made out of wood.
I was gonna ask if you found what you need. Question answered.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, a knowing nod, and presumably we're taking off for the caravan. Our motorized getaway.
You make your
Did we
way.
want to grab any of that other stuff in that room, or are we just satisfied?
Good call. We did explicitly get some information on this other room having some supplies. Given that no one seems to be physically accosting us as we leave, yeah, I would suggest we take at least a little bit of that.
You make your way towards this room here, and the foundations of this building begin to rumble.
Oh.
You, Viaro, hear this insane mechanical whirring from the second floor, a vengeful, angry machine out for revenge. And the building starts to shake. The floor starts to crack. The ceiling starts to come down. And you look out these back windows, Viaro, and you see Quickreef. You see death, sudden and instant, coming over the sides of this cliff where it once did not see purchase. Your knowledge of the Quickreef, I'll give this to all of you for free, tells you that you have a matter of seconds to get out of this building before it is encased in Quickreef forever.
Right. Let's run for that window we already smashed out.
Absolutely getting the hell out of here. Did we get the stuff from that room? This
You did not.
all right as we came downstairs.
Unless
Okay,
you could make a roll for it. You could make a roll for it now.
Nope, I'm getting the fuck out.
Yeah, Hank is not one for complex analytical thinking unless it's a puppet show.
Okay.
But his sense of intuition is quite strong, and I think Hank is like, "Oh God, I'm out of here." Hank probably like holds the hard drive like it's his own child. Like he would rather like himself perish than this, and like makes a very quick exit.
Ferocity Traversal TDV 12.
Ferocity Traversal. All right.
Just for all of us?
That's everyone.
Wow. Well, I'm not making it, boys.
Yeah, but are you holding anything important? Because
Nope.
So Hank could make this potentially. And we have 2 die left, correct?
We do have 2 die.
We have
a D6 and a D4.
I'm not going to make it either. Well, I mean, I have a pretty high movement, but it doesn't sound like that's what it's about, right?
So before everyone makes this roll, I do want to introduce, there is a dying mechanic in this game that is pretty fun.
Yeah.
We haven't tested it yet, and we really need to.
No, that's not what happened.
As a way to dump petty coin, if I'm correct.
Yeah, correct.
And
as
we
I understand, you all have a fair bit each, right?
Nothing. I don't know where I. Oh yeah, there it is. I have 67 remaining. Wow.
That's enough.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So
But
somewhere on
that's
your character sheet, on the left side of the first part, on the bottom left, there should be a wallet where you have petty coin.
Yeah, but what if it's totally empty?
You didn't keep track.
I'm broke.
Yeah, is that 67? Is that 67 just for you, Adam, or is it for the entire
It's
party?
probably what was left between the three of us after we spent what we did.
that's kind of my thought as well. It would make sense that
Yeah.
that's split out between the three of you, so it's something in the neighborhood of like 22 each.
And what is happening? Like lore?
Have you ever
like,
seen the movie The Blob?
No.
Never mind.
So
Have you seen Akira?
Akira? Yeah, I've seen Akira.
I've seen Akira.
You know when Tetsuo explodes into like just body horror?
Okay,
Spoiler.
yeah. I haven't gotten that far yet, man.
Spoilers. Before was
So-
born.
we have a dying mechanic called being rendered inert. And what this basically means is that you've accepted that your character is going to die. But if you want to burn all of your petty coin, or some of your petty coin, you can add the same number to your roll to do one last incredible thing. Right? In your case, that might be getting one of your teammates out. That might be, I don't know, grabbing one of these pieces of equipment if you think you can make the roll already.
But we don't not die.
Typically, yeah. If you're rendered inert, that means you're going. It means you're
Right. So,
Your petty coin is
So
right.
here's this. Hank, this is a ferocity traversal roll, right? So ferocity is pretty good for you.
Yeah. I'm gonna take that one.
And you're the one who's clutching the hard drive?
mhm.
Yeah.
Knowing that I am damn well not going to make it out of this,
Yep.
I'm casting off my armor towards you. As like kind of like I'm just stripping the things that attach to myself. I'm an amalgamation of pieces. I'm throwing anything useful I have at you to protect you and the hard drive from getting encapsulated in quickly.
Yep. I'm gonna have to lob you this Trader Joe's bag full of books too.
Which, in that case, means that modifies my roll by how much?
Fucking
However-
No idea.
It's however much you burn.
Well, we have
Um,
plenty to get you out the door.
Yeah.
I've got 22 petty coins, so I mean,
Here's the thing. Lore talk here. Petty coin is literally magic currency. So when you render inert, it is quite literally you and all of your currency are going inert. It superimposes what your last action with incredible ability, but you lose all of your money and nobody can get that off of you. You are dead.
Right.
yeah, and the idea being like I'm sacrificing even the gear that I managed to amalgamate to throw it at Hank.
Yeah.
I guess it would be just as useful if, well, so it sounds like one of us needs to not use this ability, basically, if anybody is going to survive, right? So if we can hook up Hank with the stuff, then, so like one version is that like I could use it on myself to like burst out the door and then die with the stuff outside, but that doesn't make Hank's roll any better to get outside, right?
Well, what it
So we
could
have-
be also is it could be something like you, like throw yourself at this door, busting it open, leaving the route open for Hank to step over you, right, and
All right.
and get out. I mean that would be an example of what you could do.
I think what I want to do is manifest some sort of delicious ham and throw it out the window, like a lure, right? Like
Yeah.
you see the ham and you just find like some extra oomph to get to that ham.
Yeah, I think
Ham
that
or
works.
chickens.
And what is Viaro doing?
So I'm picturing like Viaro coming down the stairs, Hank like in tow with the hard drive in his hands, as I reach kind of where I am on the map on the ground floor here, I see through the window the quick reef launching over in a giant explosive wave that's going to consume this entire facility. And I kind of just picture him like looking at it as like a sign of where he's meant to return all of his borrowed parts to the rest of Eva. And he kind of just welcomes it and opens his arms as he's like, he knows he's going to die. And his armor comes off of him and like automatically just kind of goes to Hank.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So the way that this works then, it's Quick Reef is kind of a not very well understood thing. It's hard to imagine how something like Quick Reef would have ultimately destroyed the world. But Hank, you're the one who survives this. So you maybe understand it better than anybody else does. Because in a matter of seconds, these back windows of this facility are shattered. You see Viaro's armor specially made and crafted over the course of this adventure fly off of him and onto you as it bounces off of this armor and back onto Viaro, turning him into a living statue all at once. Ahead of you, Nectar jumps into the fray, busting down this door in order to clear a path for you to leave, and manifesting out of nowhere, throwing these coins out of his pocket that turn into magical ham that floats in front of your face as you make your way out of this facility and down the hillside. As they do so, they toss you the documents meant for Blotzo, and you run. Hank, you run. You've never run like this before. You eventually, after 5 minutes, a quarter of a mile, right? Well, probably faster than that. Half a mile. A mile. You, after a mile, make your way back to the caravan. And waiting for you are the members of the caravan itself. The blacksmith kind of looks out the side and says, "Hey, where are the other two?"
Didn't make that for you.
and then Hank probably wheezing, or maybe not. Maybe he was inspired to run. Very gently puts down the hard drive, like in the caravan, like putting a baby in the bassinet. And Hank, very quietly and very somberly, takes out a sock puppet on each hand. And he says, "I'm Viaro. I'm Nectar. We're the two best friends you ever had." And then Hank actually starts to shed a single manly tear down his gigantic face onto his huge weird lantern jaw. And then Hank continues and says, "We really thought we were amoral mercenaries whose only purpose in life was to kill, acquire money, and increase our wealth and prestige. But we found out that really what we were searching for this entire time was friendship." And then he does the other puppet and says, "We realized in a final act of altruism and sacrifice that we could bring back knowledge of the forgotten, knowledge that had previously been forsaken, that could potentially help save us from the quick reef that is consuming the entirety of Eva." And then Hank, the other puppet that is he's really kind of talking through you, but also talking to Hank, he says, "Well, we really relied on Hank and really saw him as dumb muscle, even put a fucking hair in front of his face to make him run faster. Haha, funny guys. We actually, in a final act of redemption or selfishness of making fun of this guy, sacrificed ourselves for his sake, for the sake of the humanity of Eva. The real heroes are the friends we killed along the way."
Oh my god! That was incredible! What a show!
The whole caravan just sits and watches, enraptured while grieving at this show, which is equal parts deafness and insightful. It is the manifestation of Hank, and in many ways it is the manifestation of the Happy Hammers. You all climb back into the auto cart, and you make your way back to the city of Orid. Blotzo is more than happy to take your money, to take your research, and fulfill his part of the bargain. Never quite figuring out what happened with Aracia, but pretty sure he can still sell that research on his own. And Hank, you return back to the caravan. A caravan that is now yours. A caravan that, for better or for worse, has a very threateningly supportive barbarian as its captain. The five of you, your team, and Daisy all take off in your new cart to lands unknown and to the next adventure in Eva. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We very much appreciate it. This has been the finale of the Happy Hammers. I've done this every session. I'm gonna do it again. Hey guys, if you've got stuff you're gonna plug, this is the place to do it. Do it in whatever order you want.
Gotcha.
I've been really working on a tight-knit puppet show. But honestly, I think it needs some work after what I just experienced. That was intense.
Yeah.
That was good times. I enjoyed that.
I had a good time. This is Plug Your Pluggables here.
Yeah, this is Plug Your Pluggables.
Yeah, last man standing here. Not only, of course, am I working on a book about climate change, or have written it, shopping it to publishers and agents, working title The Burning Periphery. In my abundant spare time, now that I'm no longer writing an entire book, I'm also putting together what is my own little one-man research project about the near-future implications of climate change for the world as a whole. It's called the Climate Future Project. I'm currently putting together a little sort of report publication on climate change and global food security, like what will happen in major breadbasket regions, accessibility to food, things like that, that I'm hoping to have live on the website. That's going to be launching at the end of August, so keep your eyes peeled. Speaking of, ecological destruction and the like, but that is what I'm doing nowadays.
Hell yeah. Inspiring and depressing all at once. It's just like Hank.
Not as funny as Hank. Tragic.
Yeah, unfortunately. We do our best, but...
Do our best.
All right.
Nick,
Me?
Yeah.
please.
I'm still working on my role-playing thing. I don't have anything new since last week.
Well, you did have that pretty sweet picture of your
It did arrive. It arrived at the publisher, so now they can begin their assessment,
evaluation.
and hopefully by Gen Con, I'll know which one of these two publishers is more
Hell
interested
yeah.
than the other. So
So keep your eyes
Yeah.
out for Whisperstone. We're probably going to do a test play of it at some point in the near future on this channel.
yeah, that would be cool.
It's going to be tight. Adam.
willing participant in test plays. I am happy
Dangerous
to try out.
words around me.
No, and that's kind of the point. I think Taylor and Corey can attest to the fact I pick up rules quick, so I'm
Good
excited
Lord.
to try and play your game.
Excellent.
Yeah. All right. And one last time, if you liked the music for tonight's session, that's because I wrote it. The
Loved
piece
it.
that you're listening to, in fact, is actually a very special piece because it is the beginning of what I hope to be a new Here Be Monsters album demo. It's the instrumental bit to it. So I thought it would be a cool little thing to let you guys know is coming down the pipeline. We're also going to make the tracks for these sessions open on Drive Through RPG. So we will provide a link for that in future streams.
In
That
fact,
means-
if you go to our Twitch page, you can check out the link for our drive-through right there. We have something up there already. Also, a link to our website, which needs work. And if I could, for a moment,
Yeah, please.
hey, thank you for watching this playtest. Me and Taylor have been working on this game for the better part of a year, and I've been playing tabletop games since I was like 12 years old. This is the single most important thing I've done, and it is really incredible that I got to like see this all unfold. Like playing Dungeons and Dragons 2nd Edition AD&D to this, like it. I don't know, man. It's pretty incredible. Yeah, I'm just very excited.
No, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you again to our wonderful test players. You are saints. We very much appreciate you.
Thanks for making a fun game.
This is
Behind
a good
the
time.
screen too. Drew's been helping us like with our
Yeah.
social media stuff and really crushing it.
We love you,
And,
Drew.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit raid right now.
Yeah, go for it.
Pulled himself off as he said it.
Are we actually already off, or are we good? You're
Can't hear
muted. I
Fort.
can't hear you at all.
It looks like you're still going.
Still going?
Hey,
Still
Yeah.
streaming.
This, by the way, is a flawless end to this stream.
Nothing but production
This
value
is-
here, boys.
Nothing but production value. Nothing but professionalism.
We
Having
re-rated
nothing
them.
but a good time.
Okay, we're good. We're off.
oh no! I just raided people who are leaving.
Oh, well, maybe they're rating somebody because that actually is how Twitch works. Like, it'll pull your rate over.
Okay, well, hopefully so.
It looked like they were having a great time.